Hi, this is a demonstration of the bench work part of the growth kinetics experiment. This is also a help video for you so that you can come to lab prepared next time and have an idea of what you are going to do in the lab, and you're able to finish your work on time. So you'll be provided with all of these things on your bench. You will have a 96 well plate, some pipettes, and some tips, all the media with different concentrations for each of the three different experiments, namely carbon, nitrogen, and stress factors. So I have all the carbons here, all the nitrogen nutrients here, and all the stress factors here. Together with them, each of the collection has a control, which is named as mineral salt, which is mineral salts medium without all those like test conditions. For example, for carbon, you would have a mineral salts without any carbon as your control. For nitrogen, you'd have a mineral salts medium without nitrogen, and for stress factor, you'd have a mineral salts medium without any stress factor. And in addition to that, you have a culture. I have Ralstonia over here. You'll have different cultures depending on what you have been assigned on the lab manual. So I'm going to go ahead and start pipetting. On your plate layout here, you will be able to see that the first one is control without bacterium. And it is all of these tests are for carbon, so I'm going to grab the control for carbon, which is mineral salts with C, and take 150 microliter of it into the first well. The second well is control with bacterium. It doesn't have any carbon, that's why it is a control, but we'll add bacterium to it. The third well is glucose. Fourth is fructose. So I'm going to go ahead and pipette all the different media with different carbon as nutrients, following the plate layout. So I have pipetted out all the carbon. Now I'm going to move on into nitrogen experiment, and the first two wells are going to be controls again. The first one is going to be a control without bacterium, and the second one is control with bacterium. For that, I'm going to grab mineral salts medium without nitrogen, and that is labeled as MSN. So two of the controls. Then the rest of the nitrogen containing media as per mentioned in your lab manual. Now I'm done pipetting all the nitrogen containing media and the controls, so I'm going to move on to the stress factor experiment. The first two ones here as well are the controls. The first one is control without bacterium, and you can see that also on the plate layout. And the second one is control without any, with bacterium, control with bacterium but no any stress factor. Now I'm going to pipette all the other media containing stressors, and those are different percentages of hydrogen peroxide and different concentrations of nickel. So I'm done pipetting all the media into 96 well plates in 4 columns. Now I'm going to pipette Ralstonia cultures that I have in a microfiche tube, and I'm going to pipette 15 microliters of that into all the wells except the wells that say that shouldn't contain bacterium, and those are 1A, 2E, and 3D over here. So I'm starting with 2, second well, and adding the culture into all of the wells except the control without bacteria. While pipetting, if you touch the media with the pipette tip, you should change the tip. So it was 2E that shouldn't have the bacterium, so I'm going to avoid that. To E. And 3D shouldn't have the bacteria, so I'm not going to put bacteria into 3D. Similarly, I'm going to add the culture into all of the wells. So I have added all the media and all the cultures into this 96 well plates, and this plate is ready to go into plate reader, where the observance of the bacterial growth will be measured at 600 nanometer wavelength. And in your lab, after you're done with this part, you're good to go from the lab. Thank you.